First pitch, inside, two inside. Ruth jumps back, ball whistles past ribs. Close, too close, not accident. Message pitch, warning shot. Ruth steps back into box, looks at pitcher, pitcher staring back, cold stare, challenging stare. Second pitch, even more inside, heading straight for Ruth's hip. Ruth tries to move, not fast enough. Thud. Ball connects, hard. Ruth spins, falls, hits dirt, pain shooting through side. Umpire calls time, walks to mound, warning pitcher. Watch your control. Pitcher shrugs. Ball slipped. Ruth gets up slowly, dusting uniform, testing hip, bruised, hurts, but functional. Steps back into box, crowd murmuring. Something wrong here. This is not normal pitching. This is targeting. This is intentional. Third pitch, high and inside, directly at Ruth's head. Ruth ducks, falls backward, hits ground hard. At second time down and same at-bat, ball misses by inches. Would have cracked skull, maybe killed him. Crowd booing now, loud, angry. This is beyond baseball. This is assault. Umpire storms to mound. One more like that and you're gone. Pitcher smiling, not apologetic smile, cruel smile, satisfied smile. Just trying to pitch inside. That's my right. Umpire frustrated, can't prove intent, can only warn. Returns to plate. Ruth standing now, breathing hard, not from exertion, from anger, from accumulating rage. 2 knockdowns and 1 at bat. Nobody does that. Nobody. This pitcher making statement, trying to intimidate, trying to break him. Ruth looks at dugout, teammates watching, some angry, some concerned. Manager yelling at umpire, but Ruth waves them off. I'm fine, I'll handle it. Steps back into box, third time. Grips bat tighter. Jaw clenched, pitcher winds up. Throws, fourth pitch, inside again. Not as inside as previous ones, but close enough. Brushing Ruth back, making him uncomfortable, making him aware. Making him wonder if next one hits him. Ball 1. Count is 1-0. Finally a ball called, but damage done. Ruth has been knocked down twice, brushed back once, only 1 strike thrown. This is warfare, not baseball, warfare. Fifth pitch. Ruth ready, expecting inside, bat held back. Weight on back foot, prepared to move. Pitcher throws, inside, again. But Ruth ready, jumps back, ball misses, loses balance, falls. Third time down in 1 at bat. Third time hitting dirt, crowd going crazy, booing, throwing things. This is unacceptable. This is dangerous. This is criminal. Umpire ejects. Nobody. Because technically, pitcher hasn't hit Ruth since second pitch. Technically, Ruth is just unable to handle inside pitching. Technically, this is legal. Morally, it's assault. Ruth getting up. Slower this time. Body aching, hip bruised, back sore, pride wounded. Teammates coming out of dugout, checking on him. Babe, you okay? I'm fine. You sure? That was third time down. I said I'm fine, but not fine. Furious, shaking with rage, but controlling it, channeling it, focusing it. Pitcher watching, still smiling, enjoying this. Enjoying intimidating legendary Babe Ruth. Enjoying making him look weak, making him look scared, making him fall down like amateur. Then pitcher does something. Something that changes everything, something that crosses final line. He calls out, loud enough for Ruth to hear, loud enough for everyone near plate to hear. What's wrong, babe? Having trouble staying on your feet? That maybe you should sit this one out. Take rest. You look tired. You look scared. That word again, scared. Everybody's favorite insult, everybody's favorite accusation. But coming after 3 knockdowns, after 3 times hitting dirt, after being targeted and hunted and assaulted, that word becomes gasoline on fire. Ruth stops, turns, stares at pitcher, long stare, dangerous stare, says nothing. But something changes in his eyes, something dark, something final, something that says, you just made biggest mistake of your career. 6th pitch coming, Ruth in box, count still 1-0, 5 pitches thrown, 3 knockdowns, 1 ball, no strikes. This is already legendary at-bat, already story for newspapers, already moment people will remember, but not yet complete, not yet finished, not yet resolved. Pitcher winds up, throwing, ball coming. All inside again. Of course inside. That's his pattern. That's his strategy. That's his assault. But this time, Ruth doesn't move, doesn't jump back, doesn't fall down. Instead, he steps into pitch, toward ball, toward danger, bat coming through. Meeting ball, not running from it, attacking it. Crack! Sound like gunshot. Ball exploding off bat. Not normal contact. Violent contact. Angry contact. Ball launching. Not just over fence. Over everything. Rising. Higher than normal home run. Farther than normal home run. Going, going, going. Out of stadium. Into street. Into neighborhood. Into legend. 520 feet. Maybe more. Longest home run hit at this stadium. Maybe longest home run hit anywhere this season. Ball just keeps going, disappearing. Like Ruth's anger converted into pure distance, pure power, pure physics-defying force, crowd erupting. Not just cheering, screaming, roaring, standing ovation before Ruth even starts running, because they understand. They witnessed assault, witnessed intimidation, witnessed 3 knockdowns, and now witnessing response. Perfect response, ultimate response. Ruth doesn't run, walks slowly, deliberately. Around first base, around second, around third, staring at pitcher entire time. Pitcher standing on mound, frozen, smile gone, color drained from face, understanding what just happened, understanding he created monster, understanding his intimidation backfired, spectacularly, publicly, memorably. Ruth reaches home plate, steps on it, still staring at pitcher, then says something, quietly, but pitcher hears it. Everyone near plate hears it. Still think I'm scared? Walks past, into dugout. Teammates mobbing him, celebrating. But Ruth not celebrating, just sitting, breathing, letting adrenaline settle, letting anger subside, letting moments sink in. What he just did. Not just hit home run, made statement, made history, made sure that pitcher never tries that again with anyone. Pitcher shaken, visible, shoulders slumped, confidence destroyed, manager coming to mound, having conversation, pitcher arguing, wanting to stay, but manager shaking head, pulling him. Not because of performance, because of safety. Because if pitcher stays, either Ruth will destroy him again, or Ruth will charge mound, or both. Better to remove problem, remove temptation, remove disaster waiting to happen. Inning ends, teams switch. Ruth in outfield now, playing his position. Like nothing happened, like he didn't just hit 520-foot home run after being knocked down 3 times. Like this is normal day, normal game, normal baseball, but it's not normal. Nothing about this is normal. This is warfare. This is personal. This is Babe Ruth at his most dangerous, when disrespected, when challenged, when knocked down repeatedly. And then insulted. That's when he transcends. That's when he becomes mythical. That's when numbers stop mattering and legend begins. If you're enjoying this intense moment from baseball history, please subscribe for more incredible stories. And comment below. Have you ever been knocked down multiple times but got back up stronger? Share your comeback story. Now let's see what happened next. Game continues. But atmosphere changed. Different now. Both teams playing carefully. Nobody throwing inside anymore. Nobody taking chances. Nobody wanting to provoke Ruth again. Message received. And loud and clear. Don't knock down Babe Ruth. Especially don't knock him down 3 times. And absolutely never call him scared, because response will be devastating, permanent, legendary. But what led to this moment? Why did pitcher target Ruth so aggressively? What created this animosity? Story begins weeks earlier. Same pitcher, different game. Ruth had hit home run off him. Normal home run. Nothing special. But after rounding bases, Ruth said something. Not to pitcher, to teammate, just casual comment. That guy's got nothing. Straight fastball, no movement, easy to hit. Innocent comment. Baseball analysis. Nothing personal. But pitcher overheard. Took it personally. Very personally. Thought Ruth was disrespecting him, mocking him, diminishing him. Wasn't true. Ruth didn't even know pitcher heard. Just making observation. But pitcher heard. And stewed. And planned. And waited for next meeting. Which was today. Today was revenge day. Today was Show Babe Ruth Day. Today was supposed to be day pitcher intimidated legend. Made him look weak, made him afraid. Instead, became day pitcher learned hardest lesson of career. Don't provoke greatness. Don't challenge legends. Don't think you can intimidate someone who has faced everything, seen everything, overcome everything, because they will respond, not with fear, not with retreat, not with surrender, with dominance, with power, with performance that makes you regret every decision that led to this moment. After game, reporters swarm Ruth's locker, questions flying. Babe, that home run, after being knocked down 3 times, what were you thinking? I was thinking, he can knock me down 100 times. They won't change result. I'm getting up, and I'm hitting ball. That's what I do. Were you angry? Yes, very angry. But not at being knocked down. That's part of game. I was angry at accusation, at being called scared. Nobody calls me that. Nobody. What did it feel like? That swing? Felt like everything. All anger, all frustration, all determination. Converted into one swing, one perfect moment, where everything aligned, bat, ball, timing, power, all of it, perfect. Did you know it was going that far? No, didn't care how far. Just wanted to hit it hard, wanted to make point, wanted to answer question. Am I scared? Answer is no. Answer is never. Answer is try again and see what happens. What about the pitcher? Do you have message for him? Ruth pauses, thinks. Yes, thank you. Thank you? Yes. And thank you for knocking me down 3 times. Thank you for making me angry. Thank you for motivating me. Because without that, I just hit normal home run. Maybe. With that, I hit 520-foot home run. One of longest of my career. One I'll always remember, so thank you. You made me better. You made moment bigger. You made history. Just not the way you intended. Other clubhouse, visiting team, pitcher sitting alone, devastated, humiliated. His manager approaches, sits beside him. What were you thinking out there? I wanted to intimidate him, wanted to show him I wasn't afraid. By knocking him down 3 times? Yes, thought it would break him, thought he'd be scared. Scared? Babe Ruth? The man who's been hit by pitches hundreds of times? Who's faced 1,000 pitchers? Who's been knocked down more times than you've pitched innings? And you thought 3 more knockdowns would scare him? Pitcher silent, realizing stupidity. Manager continues. You didn't intimidate him. You motivated him. You gave him fuel. You gave him reason to destroy you. And he did. 520 feet. Everyone will remember that. Everyone will remember you as pitcher who knocked down Babe Ruth 3 times, called him scared, and then gave up longest home run of season. That's legacy. That's what people remember. Not your other games. Not your wins. Just that moment. That mistake. That failure. Harsh but true. Necessary but painful. Pitcher learning lesson, hard way. Expensive way. Public way, but learning. Some lessons can't be taught with words. Need to be experienced. Need to be felt. Need to be lived through. This was that kind of lesson, about respect, about consequences. This was about understanding that some people cannot be intimidated, can only be motivated, and motivating them is worst strategy possible. Years later, that pitcher retired, career ended, statistics mediocre, nothing remarkable, except one thing, known as guy who knocked down Babe Ruth 3 times and gave up 520-foot home run. That's what people remembered, what people talked about, what defined his career. Not fair, but true. One moment, one mistake, one miscalculation. An entire career remembered through that lens. He's interviewed decades later. Old man now, gray hair, retired life. Reporter asks, do you remember that game when you knocked down Babe Ruth 3 times? Old pitcher sighs. How could I forget? It haunts me. What were you thinking? I was young, stupid, arrogant, thought I could intimidate anyone. As he thought size and power and aggression were enough. I was wrong. Do you regret it? Every day. Not because I gave up home run. Home runs happen. I regret how I approached it. I regret trying to hurt another player. I regret making it personal. I regret calling him scared. Because that crossed line. That was about ego, not baseball. And ego cost me everything. Did you learn anything? I learned that trying to intimidate great players is fool's errand. They're great because they've overcome intimidation. They've faced it 1,000 times. Your attempt isn't special. Your aggression isn't new. Your knockdowns aren't scary. They've seen worse, survived worse. thrived despite worse. And when you try to break them, you just make them stronger. Give them story, give them motivation. Give them reason to show you exactly why they're great and you're not. If you could go back, I'd apologize before first pitch. I'd walk to plate and say, I heard what you said about my fastball. You were right. It's not special. It's just hard. But I'm going to throw my best today. Going to compete. Going to try to get you out with skill. Not intimidation, not violence, just baseball. That's what I'd do. That's what I should have done. That's what I regret not doing. Ruth's teammates remember differently, with pride, with satisfaction, with joy. One teammate tells story. That game taught me about Babe, not just as player, as person, as competitor. Most guys, you knock them down 3 times, they get scared, or they charge mound. Babe did neither. He got focused, got determined, got better. That's different level of competitor. A different level of person. He didn't let emotion control him. He controlled emotion, used it, channeled it, into greatest swing I ever saw. That's mastery, not of baseball, of himself. Another teammate. I remember watching from dugout. First knockdown, we were angry. Second knockdown, we were furious. Third knockdown, we wanted to fight. But Babe just kept getting up, kept stepping back in, kept taking his swings. No fear, no hesitation, no quit. And when he finally connected, when we saw that ball just explode off his bat and keep rising and keep going, we knew we were witnessing something special, something historic, something that would be told for generations. And we were right. Story spreads through baseball, becomes legendary, becomes cautionary tale. Young pitchers told, don't knock down great players multiple times. Don't insult them, don't call them scared, because if you do, you won't break them, you'll unleash them. And when great player is unleashed, when all their skill and power and determination focus on destroying you, there's nothing you can do, nowhere to hide, no way to win. You just become footnote in their legend, example of what not to do. Modern players asked about this story. Reactions vary. But common theme, that couldn't happen today. Game changed, rules changed. Pitcher would be ejected after first knockdown, maybe second, definitely third. We don't allow that anymore, protecting players now. Different era, different culture, but also recognition. But mentality same. Great players still respond to disrespect with performance, still convert anger into excellence, still prove doubters wrong with actions, not words. That part never changes. That's timeless. That's what separates good from great. Great players don't just play well when comfortable. They play best when challenged, when disrespected, when knocked down. That's when they show who they really are. That's when legend gets built. That 520-foot home run becomes symbol, not just of Ruth's power, of his mentality, his psychology, his ability to transform adversity into achievement. 3 knockdowns didn't break him, made him stronger. Insult didn't intimidate him, motivated him. Assault didn't scare him, focused him. And when all that energy, all that emotion, all that determination came together in one swing, result was supernatural, physics-defying, history-making. That's lesson, that's truth. That's why story endures. Not because Ruth hit long home run. Because he hit long home run after being knocked down 3 times and called scared. Context matters. Circumstances matter. Adversity matters. And how you respond to adversity defines you. Ruth responded by hitting ball 520 feet. Responded by making pitcher wish he'd never thrown inside. Responded by creating moment that outlived both of them. That's power. That's legacy. That's Babe Ruth. Final question to old pitcher. Do you hate Babe Ruth for what he did to you that day? Old man shakes head. No, I respect him. I hated him then. Hated him for making me look foolish, for exposing my limitations, for showing everyone I wasn't as good as I thought. But now I respect him. Because he had every right to destroy me. I tried to hurt him, called him scared, crossed every line, and he responded perfectly. Not with cheap shots, yet not with fighting, with excellence, with performance that made my assault look pathetic. That's class, that's character. That's what separates legends from everyone else. They don't descend to your level. They rise above it. They beat you at highest level. And that's what Ruth did. That's why he's legend. And I'm footnote. Wisdom comes late. but it comes. That pitcher learned. Eventually. After decades, after retirement, after time to reflect, learned that greatness cannot be intimidated, can only be respected or destroyed by. He chose intimidation, chose assault, chose ego, and paid price. Everyone paid price. Ruth's response that day wasn't just for him, was message to entire baseball world, to every pitcher who ever thought about throwing at him, to every player who ever thought about challenging him. All message was clear. Knock me down once, I get up. Knock me down twice, I get focused. Knock me down 3 times, I get angry. And when I'm angry, when I'm focused, when I'm determined, I don't just hit home runs. I hit history. I hit legend. I hit moments that outlive us all. So, go ahead. Try, see what happens. But remember, you've been warned. That warning echoed through baseball for decades. Still echoes today. Every time young player thinks about provoking great player. Every time hothead considers throwing inside. Every time ego considers overtaking intelligence. Story gets told. Lesson gets taught. Warning gets repeated. Don't knock down the great ones. They'll just get up and hit it farther. If this story of resilience and revenge inspired you, please subscribe for more legendary baseball moments. And comment. Have you ever been knocked down repeatedly but came back stronger? What's your comeback story? Share below.